to do all of the configuration on the Nginx side. So I'm sitting there like building all of this stuff. Like, oh yeah, when you have this error code, route to this. When you have that, route to that. And instead, I would have to basically spin up an Nginx system on my computer, get Nginx running, and then develop it. So I think that's going to probably be, it'll be a while before I kind of tackle that problem. Right now, just don't put in any stupid links.
Is there something we can use to filter and screen whether a link is stupid or not?
Well, once I finish the valid link project, then yes. For those that don't know that, ShowNoter is an app that I started building last year that was designed specifically for Code Newbie, for Python Thursday, that takes chat text and multi-lined comments and things like that, and basically scrapes it for links, and then fetches all those links and saves them in a nice little list that you can go back to. It has a persistent URL, and I mean it's developed a lot over time. But I'll definitely say one of the things that we've done, we started out with like this really simple algorithm of if there was like a dot and anything after the dot directly, then it would try it, and naturally that would just take forever. And it's gotten smarter and smarter over time, just learning about regex and learning how to do regular expressions. But what I'm going to do now is actually, I'm still going to be using regular expressions. I'm still going to be looking for patterns, but I'm actually going to check the pattern against the ICANN database, the ICANN list of domains, of top-level domains. So I'll actually have a smarter. There'll be less errors prone. I mean, if someone puts in a bad URL, then it'll still say, hey, that's a bad URL. But right now, one of the problems is if someone puts in an equation, like 1.2 times 3.4, it would pick that up as two different URLs. So that's kind of been an issue. And I don't know, Jamal, have you ever tested putting two links in the same line?
No, I don't think I have.
Because I think that was something that I haven't tried either. Mm-hmm. So I do yahoo.com and google.com. We'll find out because I just put it in the comments. So if the show notes break today, you know why.
All right.
It's been pretty cool. You've used the import and import and download stuff, right?
Yeah. The download does something kind of weird. So the file name that it downloads as is going to be hashtag and then whatever the first word of your title is.
Does it keep the hashtag?
It keeps the hashtag, yeah.
Whoops. Okay, so
like if you put in Python Thursday, January 23rd or whatever, it's going to download as hashtag Python.
Really?
It's not a huge deal because I can always just go in and change it or open it in my text editor or whatever and save it as something else, but I didn't know if you meant to do that or not.
No, not at all.
I want to say when I download it, it shows up as untitled.
That's if you don't put a title.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. It does. Yeah, I've tried to make some of the make some little nicety changes to it. So if you download it, it'll check for the title and it'll name it after the title. And if you don't have a title, then it just gives you untitled. Also, if you tweet it, it should actually, the text in the tweet isn't like, oh, I just did some show notes, here they are. It says like, here are my insert title here, show notes, and then the link. And I mean, of course, you can always just change that. I think the other thing that I wanted to do, and it just kind of becomes like an issue of how much do I want to scrape the database, is whenever with the URLs, I want to give it like a relative URL that will check against the title. So obviously if you don't put a title, it's not going to let you do that, but if you give it an actual title, you'll be able to type in like shownoter.com / whatever the title was. But I'm thinking I'm going to wait and then make that like a paid for feature once I get the user accounts figured out.
Right on. So one thing I started doing with the show notes when I downloaded them is adding in. I'm trying to find an example here. I added in the video link in Markdown to the show. I don't know if it makes sense to add that to show noter, have like a video link so you can click to go to the video that's associated with the notes.
Is there
But you might think about it.
is there like
I would.
repository for that somewhere? Like, is it open source or not?
For
Oh yeah, the show noter code base, yeah, is available.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So,
There you go. I've gotten so lazy now that I know that show noter will just detect it. I don't actually go get the link. I just like type it in.
It's good though. You can rely on your tools.
Yeah, exactly. Which that reminds me, I was going to bring that up today. On Twitter, I saw, if anybody follows Brett Terpstra, the guy who created MBAlt and so many other things, he released a like top apps that he couldn't live without kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I guess somebody saw it. And there was an app in there, I think it's called Dash. Scott, that's his name. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find the tweet so I can add it.
Is this like cross-platform software or Mac software, or just kind of a blend of whatever's useful?
I think most of it is Mac software because he develops for Mac and he develops on a Mac. But I don't know where it is now. Oh yeah, my top Mac apps. Here you go. So yeah, it's for Mac because it says my top Mac apps. But for those Apple people, including me, okay, thank you. Medeiros had me beat to the punch. Like I should have just left the window open. Yes. I'm like constantly searching, and like I come back, and it's like, oh, there it is. But yeah, this Dash app. Is it Dash? Where is it? Yeah, Dash. It is an app that gives you the API docs and snippets, and it integrates with Xcode, it integrates with Alfred and Text Wrangler. I'm sure it probably integrates with Sublime as well, which sucks for me because I use Vim, but it's still kind of like just a really neat idea of being able to, and here's, I'll add that, unless someone's already added it. Nope, okay, good. And like it gives you like man pages, it gives you like all these different languages, like ridiculous.
It has Clojure, that's good.
It has Flask just by itself, like Flask, Django, Docker.
So do you just search for a function name and put in some filters, and then it comes back with anything that matches, or how does it work?
So from what I can tell, I haven't tried it yet. Oh, it does have a terminal. It does have a terminal plugin. I'm about to try this out.
Jay, I just found a Vim plugin for it in GitHub.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. It was saying I was looking in here for all of the integration plugins, and there's a native plugin for terminal. Now, like I said, I have no idea what this really does because I've never tried it. But I mean, Brett Terps just he swore by it, and just looking at first sight of all the things it had, I was like, this seems really interesting. And I'm sure, especially if you're using Linux, I'm sure there's something like it already. Download doc sets. So I'm going to download. Let's see what are all the. Oh, they have Go.
I think it's called grep on Linux.
Well, I mean, yeah, grep on everything.
It's not called grep on Windows because that functionality doesn't exist in Windows.
You might be able to grep on PowerShell. I've learned a lot of Unix commands work in PowerShell.
Well, that was the point of PowerShell, but
Oh.
they did it kind of wonky.
Yeah, they did. Well,
They made the commands really long.
Microsoft's way. What do you expect?
yeah, I was like, I mean, yeah.
Always wonky.
Yeah, they have Clojure. They have. So I've been desperately trying to avoid it. They have Git. I'm getting Git. But I'm gonna start learning Go eventually, and then I'm gonna start learning JavaScript soon because I'm gonna need it to do some of the show noter stuff, which makes me sad that Python can't do it. But you know, what are you gonna do, right? It's not that Python. Well, no, Python can't do it because it can't interact with the DOM in the browser.
So, kind of segueing off of that, I've been learning Clojure, and I did chapter 7 of learning or living Clojure the other day. Finished it up last night, and there is something called Clojure script, which is Clojure that compiles to JavaScript rather than Java. So it lives in the browser. So when you're developing a web app, you can write Clojure on both sides, which is kind of nifty.
Is this your call for Clojure developers?
No, I mean I'm just enjoying it, but it was a neat. It was kind of seamless between the browser and the back end development, which was
that tweet that you sent out?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing because it all kind of tied into Lineagen in the REPL, and you could do a Clojure script REPL that would show up in your browser.
Nice.
Which was kind of crazy.
You can initiate a dash search from within the terminal by executing open dash query. Okay, let's try that.
You playing with Dash?
Well, I'm gonna try it. Open dash, give me make trans. Oh, it just opens it up and then Google. That's weak. Oh, cool, but no, that gives you like Stack Overflow. It gives you some Google stuff. Huh.
So is it kind of like that How Do I command line app that we read?
Basically, yeah. But I thought it gave you like built-in library stuff too. I guess if it can't find anything in the library, it gives you like other stuff. You can add annotations. That's kind of cool. I might play around with this. Let's see, str. Okay, yeah. So see, this much better. It gave me. It'll look just in docs Python. It'll give you like a bunch of stuff.
Right on. Well, while you're playing around with that, let's see what everyone else has been up to. How about you, Chris?
I guess I am non-mic'd. So I've just been working with Exorcism. I spent a little time getting a little further along with word count and started playing around with the Giga something.
Gigasecond?
Yeah.
Nice. Did you get the word count one figured out?
I've got all but 3. The last 3. So one of them, it just not sorting right, and then the last one's the ASCII one, of course.
Okay.
Are you doing it in Python 2 or 3?
3.
Good choice.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had that discussion before.
Question about that. Has anybody seen the Learn Python the Hard Way update?
No, is there an update?
I saw something on Twitter about it like a few days ago. I want to say that they're doing it in Python 3 now.
Oh, it's been out in 3 for a while.
Has it?
Yeah, just do a Google search, Learn Python the Hard Way version, or
3rd edition?
on 3 or something like that, because I've had that for at least 7 months.
Okay, yeah, because I remember if you went to the website was still using Python 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it might still be using Python 2. I have no idea.
It is. I was there the other day.
Okay. Okay, never mind then.
But it's pretty cool. There's a version 3. I'll have to take a look at that. Cool. Well, Derek, what have you been up to?
Honestly, not much. I took the weekend off, relaxed. Haven't had much time to do Python programming at work, so it's not much from my end. Looking to stretch my brain tonight.
Nice. Sounds good. Let's see. Mandaris, I didn't think you'd be able to join us tonight, but looks like you were. That's awesome. You might not have a mic because I think he's not here. All right, never mind. I never saw you here. Right on. And Spencer, we're happy to have you here. What kind of Python background do you have, or what have you been working on?
I'm a Django developer, so I'm a full stack developer, do front end and back end development.
Nice.
I've been a freelancer for like 5 years, and I just started a job on Monday, so I'm just starting this new job where I'm working on Django CMS, and it's pretty cool because I still work remotely, so it feels my lifestyle hasn't really changed at all. I feel pretty good. That's my main thing of getting a job. I don't want to actually have to show up for work and get in traffic. So
Maybe you can maybe you can answer one of the questions that I've been having. So I am notorious for wanting to use Flask for everything.
yeah,
And I started realizing that okay, when some of my projects get to a certain level, like a perfect example, this podcast project,
hmm
it's going to have a blog, it's going to be managing a podcast, it's going to have some connections to um, Libsyn, which I'm using to host the actual podcast material, so I don't have to host it on my own server. Uh, how complex? And I mean, I'm sure it's for like a Django developer, you're like, oh, it doesn't need to be complex at all to use Django. But how complex does it need to be before you start saying, okay, Flask isn't enough to really accomplish what I want to get done?
well, I think it's more of a business type of thing. Like, I mean, I'll use WordPress for some stuff sometimes. Like, if I just need a way to publish content or something, I just like I have a local website. It's like all about art and culture. It's sort of like a local magazine. It has multiple contributors, and they all. I mean, I just set up a WordPress site real fast, started blogging, and met new people. Told them, hey, sign in here. It just depends what you're trying to do. I mean, I don't think it would make sense to rebuild a blog all the way from scratch. You could just install a quick WordPress thing. Um, so I guess for me it's just like a matter of how much time, like what your goals are, like what are you trying to accomplish. So
Yeah, and I mean, for me, the biggest reason is for me even using Flask is I like Flask. I kind of understand it. I'm getting to a point where I feel comfortable using it,
hmm
and now it's a matter of okay, I don't necessarily need to use a custom CMS, but right now, why not build one? Because I can. There's no deadline on it. I'll figure out what are some of the good things I can learn from this. What are some of the things I can learn that I shouldn't do with it? It's more of a learning experience.
yeah, I know what you mean. I've done that before too, where I built like CMS from scratch just because I'm like I can build a CMS. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I mean. So if that's your goal, to sort of just have like a cool project to work on and like sort of build from there, then I think you just let it get as complex as possible. But if
Okay.
it's literally like you have to publish some content, like, like if it was a client and they said, "Oh, I just want to publish content," I wouldn't like charge them for like 100 hours building them a custom CMS. I'd
Now,
install,
I'd build a Squarespace site.
yeah, just
There
like
you go.
take that, and they'll be happy. So it
All
just
right.
depends what the business use case is or what your goals are.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, you don't want to have to. Why add the extra effort of putting a whole site together just to get content out?
Because it's fun. That's why I do
Hey,
all
if
the Python
that's your
things.
reason, then go for it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I've done that. I've done that before. I've built my own CMS before, and I was just like, well, I built it myself. Who cares? Let's see. I have some YouTube videos on it. I started building this. I never finished this particular project, but yeah, I started building out this thing. It's basically like a code. It's like a blog. It's for blogging, but your blogs are basically like a coder. It looks like a code editor. This is the worst one. What's up in the building?
While he's doing that, that reminds me, I need my brain trust to help me work on the blogging part, the actual blog management stuff for the productivity blog.
The stupid fire alarm is running. I will mute my mic. There's no fire.
I hope there's no fire.
He's like, there really is a fire. I'm just busy doing Python Thursday stuff. The fire will have to wait.
Yep. Oh no. Oh.
They should do like Google Hangout filters, so you can just like put a filter on his like
Little
screen
flames
just
on
turns red. Like get a lighter and just like turn on a lighter and
Oh. Hey Shane, you were able to join us tonight. How you been?
I'm pretty good, guys. How you guys been?
Hey, doing good, thanks. What have you been up to?
Just busy work, man. Just busy.
What's that time of
I,
year?
the call of the Python is calling me. I'm just like, it's just not getting there, But I figured, I'd come see what you guys are up to.
Right on. Glad you were able to make it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we do have a group project that we started up. I think we were on the Slack channel today. We were hashing out what kind of platform we wanted to build it on, whether we wanted to use curses or just straight up terminal or Flask, or I think Tkinter was mentioned too, or Tkinter.
I think most people just call it TK.
TK, yeah. I think Flask would be pretty cool, and I think it would be something that would lend itself pretty well to Flask, because you're just
What's
kind of
the project?
So it's the text adventure again.
Yes.
But we're taking it without the map and making it more of like a Zork-like, where you move from one area to the next area.
Okay. Is there going to be a goat?
If you want there to be a goat, there can be a goat.
There's
I
always a
believe
goat.
one of the open issues is to write a story.
That's
You
right.
can design a story around a goat.
No, the story's not about the goat. It's about learning that the goat is the story.
You
I
just
have
need to
no idea what to say to that.
come up with a catchy title for that.
The story is actually about a cat who thinks he's a goat. Oh man, old school jokes right there. That's last year's Python Thursday. If you don't know
That's
nothing
right.
about that, you're new school.
So I thought that Kenneth Love's suggestion of what was that?
I think it was TK, wasn't it?
No, the curses menu.
Okay.
I thought that sounded interesting. That would take us back to command line, but it seems like it's a nice, easy interface for building a menu and then tying Python functions to choices.
Okay.
If people would rather do Flask, I'm more than willing to do that. I just wanted to bring that up because I'm not sure who saw that today.
I'm really okay with any platform that people are wanting to work on. Let me see if I can find the link. Did you find the link to the... Oh, you already put it in there. I was experiencing a J moment.
So is that going to be a new verb? Do we
Yeah.
have Jamaling and Jaying?
Yep, that's right. And we found that I'm not the only one who can Jamal. Anyone's mic can go out at any given time.
I have a mute button now, so if I'm starting to say something really important, I can just, and then everything will come back. I can artificially Jamal if I want.
You know what it is? I think it's because my Google account is a Google Apps account, like a business app account. So I don't think they have Hangouts on there or something.
You have to go to...
It says that it's not available on my account or something.
I had to do something weird with the Code Newbies to set it up. You can't find it in the same place. But if it's either you have to switch modes, so there's like a classic mode and a new mode, and whatever mode I was in, it wasn't there, and I had to switch to the other mode. And then I think it's classic mode where you can find it. And if you go into the menu over on the side, and you can click the Hangouts from there in the old classic menu style, and then on the second tab, they'll have Hangouts on Air. And then I just made a link to that so that I wouldn't have to switch back and forth in the future.
Dude, I have to figure it out. I don't really know. It just says unable to sign in. This Hangout feature has not been enabled for your account.
Oh, wow.
Net and Gmail and make video calls from Gmail, Google Plus, and Google Calendar. It just says learn more. You know, weird.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
How did you switch to that other classic mode? You check the settings or what?
Yeah, there was a... Let me look. If you go in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a link that says back to classic G+. And that's how you can switch to it. If you're in the new mode.
On Google Plus?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm in the new mode. Okay, back to classic G Plus. Let's see. Let's see.
And then in your little hamburger menu, there should be a Hangouts link. And if you click that, it should take you there.
I'll figure it out eventually. Hangouts. Yeah, it still does that weird thing. It says it's not available because you can't sign in or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Right, so...
Before the alarm went off, like, yeah, I do that. I did that too, where I built my own little CMS thing, and but it's not the best thing to do if you just want to publish content. But it is like interesting. It makes you learn a lot of stuff. Most of my learning process has been just me building stupid crap that I probably shouldn't have built anyways. So, because a lot of the times client work, they don't give you they don't say build this cool thing and use like the coolest libraries, use like the most cutting edge stuff. A lot of the times you have like these legacy projects you're sort of trying to untangle and make better. So it's nice when you just have your own project, kind of start from scratch.
Yeah, definitely. You don't have all those requirements, and you can explore and do your own thing.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so what did everyone want to do tonight? We've been doing exorcism recently. You want to continue with exorcism or work on something else? We could play with that end curses library if we want, or curses menu, or do some code reading. I think silence is exorcism.
What is that? What is exorcism?
It's a site. I think it came from the Ruby community, but there's now like 30 languages in there, and it's kind of like so they're exercises, but they're written kind of like TDD, where you get the tests and then you have to implement the code. And once you're done, you can upload it to the site and share your answers and look at everyone else's answers.
What is that coding? Is it coding.tv or?
The live coding one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the livecoding.tv. Do they still require Flash?
I was about to check that. I was gonna ask if you do the recordings for the Hangout sessions on livecoding.tv or on Blab. Well, no, not Blab, because I think Blab you got to do some other stuff too.
I haven't, just because I've been using Hangouts and I'm familiar with it. But
well, that's what I was thinking, is that you could record the Hangout session, and while you're doing it, you could be streaming the session to
live coding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that with Blab, because Blab has its own whole interface stuff where like you bring people in and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I have mine hooked up to live coding TV. I've hooked up to OBS or OBS or whatever it's called.
Yeah. And then you, like I said, you'd literally just be recording your screen of you doing your Hangout session.
I wonder if it would share the camera, or if it would.
It shouldn't have to share the camera, because it would be collecting your screen.
Oh yeah, I could just turn off the camera and OBS and use the Hangout camera.
See, there you go.
Maybe I'll try that one next.
Yeah, I mean, I just figured. I know that you're pretty big on the on live, like you like the live coding thing, so I was like, hey.
Yeah, thanks. I'll give that a shot, maybe, or maybe I'll just take a couple stabs at live coding TV this week, but maybe this weekend.
I would be down for that. This weekend will be rough because I got a lot of. Well, yeah, this weekend would be pretty cool. I think I got some in between time. We'll play with it.
Cool. Yeah, ping me when you're free.
I'm always free, you know that. I'm free when I'm at work.
You haven't been free for the last month.
I didn't have internet and I was moving, so that was.
You had a phone, different. Right?
And you saw me pop in every once in a while on my phone while I'm like driving somewhere.
Yep.
I had your stream tab. Like, what? Can I make it now?
Huh?
They've changed this system. You can't just like start recording. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
All right, I think they did fix it, by the way.
Oh, nice. So it's not Flash anymore?
Yeah, I can at least see the. It's kind of bouncing and doing some weird stuff. Because you need live coding to view it, not necessarily to.
Right. Yeah, you don't need the site at all to record. You just need OBS and your special link.
I'm getting a lot of 404 errors. I don't know if that's the site or what.
That's probably not a good thing.
Like everything I'm going to. No, it's working. Sweet. That makes me happy.
Nice.
They finally fixed it. Good. I'm going silent again. Sorry.
All right, let's give Exorcism a shot, and we can pick a project and work on it.
It's like one of those motion lights. Keeps on turning on.
What's that?
You know what I'm saying? I have one of these. I'm in a room with one of those motion lights, so if I don't move, it just like lights turn off. So
oh no,
dude! Your house is going to overthrow you in your sleep. The smoke detector's turning on. Motion lights gonna start flickering.
All right, so let's try one of these that is a little bit further in. Let's see, allergies, series, robot simulator, Civ, @bash cipher, acronym. Any of these sound interesting? Kindergarten garden?
I've done cool. Kindergarten garden. It's not good.
Oh. It's not good. Space age. Write a program that, given an age in seconds, calculates how old someone is in terms of given planet's solar years. Given an age in seconds, calculate how old someone would be on, and then all the different planets.
I'm still trying to figure out who comes up with this stuff. But at the same time, you know you can do it, so I guess why not? I guess that's what makes it even cooler. Is that you're like, oh, I can do this.
Didn't we already do beer song?
Did we do that in Clojure or in Python?
I don't know.
They printed out the entire song.
Yes,
Are
they
you
did.
kidding me? Well, did anyone here in Python see us do the beer song?
I haven't seen you do anything in like a month.
All right, let's try the beer song in Python. So the point of this one is to write a program that prints out the beer song, starting with 99 bottles of beer on the wall, all the way down to not having any more bottles of beer on the wall.
Does it take into account your weight and like start making you slur every time you?
It does, actually. It also takes your location and your preferences of beer.
Nice.
So I guess you make a variable called beer number, and loop through it, print out every time, and subtract one from it.
Yeah, a lot of them are pretty similar, but then you get down to the end, and there's a series of special cases that you need to handle. At least there was in when I did this before in a different language. All right, so let's look at beyond. Write a program which produces the lyrics of the song, and then seriously, it has the entire thing. Oh, and so I don't know if you saw, but I disabled my arrow keys in Vim because I had a really bad habit of using them. So if I'm really slow moving around, it's because I'm trying to train myself not to use the arrow keys.
What do you mean by that? Like when you?
So I'm using HJKL rather than.
The arrow keys are your friend. That's why they made them.
That's why they made them. But I have to move my hand over to the arrow keys.
Or
rather than just leaving it there.
oh, you're not typing on the actual keyboard. I should get.
Yeah, like one of those ergo keyboards or something like that.
Yeah.
I guess I get what you're saying with that. Does that work? Oh man, you just made me find something else to play with. Way to go.
All right. So for those of you not familiar with Exorcism, you get this README and you get a test file. And you run the test file and it gives you some kind of feedback. And you need to write code to get rid of that. Kind of like TDD. So in this case, it's trying from beer import song verse. And it says no module named beer. So the fix for that would be to create, if I can type, module of beer. So now, when we run it again, instead of saying no module named beer, it says cannot import named song. So what would we do to correct that one? Derek, what are we going to do?
I'm sorry, I was a little out of it. What
It's
was the
looking for
error
the
message?
name. It's looking for the name song in the module beer.
Dep song.
Song.py file, right?
What?
Is this like based off a code base that already exists? Or
The tests exist, but the actual code does not, and that's what you have to write.
yeah, so that makes sense. Oh yeah, so you just make a song.
Yeah. And I think verse was in there too, so we'll make a verse.
So the name of the file is just beer, and it's in a module.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you look here, At the beginning of the test, it tries a from beer import song verse, and we're getting an error, import error. But if we try that again, oops, let me do this real quick. Oh, because it's so Python. Now we get our standard unit test feedback. Okay, so it's expecting an argument to verse and an argument to song. Not sure exactly what those are yet, but and pass it some arguments. I assume it's the first number, if I remember correctly. What's that?
What did it say? It said that it's missing an argument for what?
Yeah, it was giving a narrative error, or it said that it was passing it an argument, but it wasn't getting one. It wasn't receiving one. So we added an argument to get rid of that error. All right, so if we go here, song 8-6. So it can take two numbers. And if I remember correctly, this is the starting verse and this is the ending verse. So maybe instead of num, we'll do song start end. It's exactly one argument, two given. We can double check that though by looking at the test. Oops.
Oh, why are you opening up another Vim?
Because I can, if I'd like to.
No, man, you gotta switch Vims.
Switch VIMs.
That way you load like multiple documents up at one time. That way you can just switch back and forth.
That's right. Okay, so yeah, this is going starting at verse 8 and going down to the end of verse 6. So it's like a start and end. So
Do we want to say end equals 0 to handle if there's only one parameter passed?
yeah, I think that's a good idea. Because initially it was only asking for one, right?
Right.
So I'm in Vim. I'm like, what the heck is going on? There we go. So we ran 6 tests. We got 5 failures, one error. This is our last one.
Oh. You put the start and end in the wrong one.
Did I? I did.
You did it for verse.
I did. You are correct. Okay, no more errors. And we just have 6 failures. Which is weird when you're happy that you have 6 failures out of 6 tries. So, 8 bottles of beer on the wall. This is calling test a verse. So we need to sing the verse.
I'm gonna take off, guys. But nice meeting y'all. Y'all do this every Thursday or what?
Yep.
Every Thursday for the past like almost a year.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna be blogging about a lot more stuff, probably like this. So maybe I'll write a blog post about this once I get that going.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay. I'll talk to you later. See ya.
All right, have a good one. Okay, so like, hey, horrible. What happened?
It copied both screens.
Oh, it totally did, didn't it? Nice. What am I doing? All right, so here, no. I'm not having any luck here. Error.
Delete that line. No, not that one. All right. So the first line where you've got return triple open quotes.
Oh, delete that one? Okay.
Yeah. Now delete up through the not equal.
Okay. And then head over here. Delete.
You can probably. You're going to want to join.
Oh, I see.
You lost a letter there.
Yeah. How come? Oh, because I'm not in insert mode. If I go into insert mode, then I should be able to. There.
Capital J will also join the next line onto the line you're on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. So if I like go in here and I delete all this stuff.
From normal mode.
Okay, so capital J. Oh, look at that. If I do it again.
I think
Joined, I just got a lot of spaces.
you've just got a lot of spaces. So you should be able to do D capital F go back to just before the S.
Okay.
D
Mhm.
capital F $.
Oh.
It deleted, and then the capital F searched backwards
Mm-hmm.
for the next $. So it
Okay.
deleted everything in between.
That's amazing. Okay. Cool.
So I think we've got non-matching quotes, and I think single quote will be good enough.
So if I go. Oh. Single quote. Okay, so 8 bottles of beer on the wall, 8 bottles of beer.
And then just add a return statement at the beginning of the line.
Good work. You sorted that out a lot better than I was doing.
0.
Like 20 back. 0?
Press 0.
Oh. That's amazing.
Also, 0 brings you to the beginning of the line. $sign takes you to the end.
Right.
And capital I put you in insert mode at the beginning of the line.
Oh, okay. Let's give that a shot. No luck.
What do you mean no luck? We're down to 5 failures.
Oh, yes, luck. I'm just out of it tonight, I guess. That is correct. 5 failures. 4 failures. We'll need to get rid of the next one, which is 3 all the way to the end. There's got to be a better one to jump to from here. Song test. How about verse?
Yeah, let's work on verse.
Good idea. No more bottles of beer. So if it passed in, let's go 1. I think that's a better one. 1 or 2. Let's do 2. 2 bottles of beer on the wall. 2 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. What? Oh, there's an insertion error in there. I was like, huh? 2 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 1 bottle of beer on the wall. Okay. So we're going to need to. Want to interpolate the number in there, or how do we want to approach this?
I tend to be a fan of dot format.
Okay. So
Now what I'm wondering is, can we do exactly what you're doing? Will that work?
I think it will, but we will find out. Start -1. Okay. So, like Derek was saying, I'm going to try to substitute start into 2 positions by using the 0 argument, and then put the 1 argument here, and we'll see if it. No, got something wrong still. Oh, it's the plural.
Yeah.
Plural. Okay, so I think the way that we handled this previously was create a function to pluralize or not pluralize bottles and include that number. So something like. Oh, go ahead.
I don't think we need to do that in Python.
Okay.
I think we can just include that in verse higher up.
Okay. So something along the lines of if start equals or if start
if start equals 1. I don't know what we want to call this. How about bottles?
Okay. Then else bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just a minute.
And so then I guess we plug that in here. Use.
Oh, I remember why we had it in a separate function.
It's because we're going to need it up above too.
Yeah, you're right. Separate function's the right way to go. Because it's going to be different in the two spots.
Shoe. Here. Now I want to go. Like return.
Yep.
Let's do this. Actually, it's never going to be 0 bottle, so we can just say 1 bottle, right?
Yeah. And now do me a favor, get rid of the else, because that's something that irritates me.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, that's not the right letter. I'm in insert mode. Save me from Vim. Okay. I think that's what we want, right? If it's singular, we want bottle. If it's anything else, we want plural. And we can now go here, go here, go. Four errors. Yes. What did I do wrong?
What do you mean, what'd you do wrong? Isn't that what we wanted? Oh, four errors.
Oh, there's nothing called start.
Yeah, that would cause a problem. Nice of start and count to be the same number of letters.
It is. It's moments like that that I'm like, okay, I really need to figure out Vim, because being able to use replace rather than deleting and then writing it again is really nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Down to 4 failures. So 1 bottle of beer on the wall, 1 bottle of beer. Oh, when it's 0, it needs to be no more bottles of beer, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll add another clause into bottles.
Return no more bottles. What do we do wrong now? One more bottle of beer on the wall, one more bottle of beer. Take it down. Do we just inline the logic, or do we want to break that out into... Or I guess we could put that one at the beginning of verse, right? Where it's either one or it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. If start equal to 1, pronoun equals or it, else pronoun. What I meant to do. Now that should take care of that.
Yeah.
Down to 3 failures. So I think capitalization is our problem here. Oh, and the go to the store, buy some more. Jeez, this was actually easier in Clojure, I think.
No, I disagree.
Oh.
Okay, so
So that, what is the count for that one? That is verse 0. I think we need to throw in a special case for...
special verse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we need to rename everything to the same name.
Yeah, we need to call
No.
everything knock knock knock.
No.
So then if start equals 0, turn no more bottles of beer on the period. Take. Don't pass it around. -1 bottles of beer on the wall. That can't be right. No more
No,
bottles.
that's our answer.
-1 bottles of beer on the wall. Go to the store. How's it going, Jonathan?
Not bad. Yeah.
You're able to make it.
Couple of accidents on the FDR. You know.
Oh well.
Well, isn't that normal?
Knock on wood, it hasn't been normal. This one was pretty bad. There's glass everywhere.
Last time I was down in New York, there were a whole bunch of accidents, and so I got to go on a tour of Brooklyn on the way to JFK.
To go around him?
Oh, you had to take. They took the streets.
We took the ground streets.
Oh, that's awful.
And I started wondering what was going on, and I checked my phone, and Google just had a solid red line on all of the highways across Brooklyn.
that's pretty much, that's pretty much rush hour. You look at your phone, it's just red.
Sheesh. All right, we're down to 2 failures. So we just need to chain these together from start to end. So is that just string comprehension or list comprehension?
Yeah, list comprehension along with a join.
Join. First. X for X in range. Start. No.
Yeah. Start.
The start.
End.
-1.
-1. I've got a feeling we got an off by 1 error in there, but run it that way. And return.
I almost was like, I was watching you type that. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa! What are the brackets doing there? Like,
I think I'm in closure.
yeah.
I will say that there were some crazy bracketing going on. There was like 4 closed parens followed by a squiggly bracket and a square bracket and then 3 more closed parens. But it was like an entire web service on a single screen, so still pretty cool.
You know it's crazy when they put the curly brace in there.
Yep. Uh-oh, what did I do wrong? Oh, there's a space. No, there's no space. 8 bottles of beer on the wall, 8 bottles of beer.
Off by 1 error. Ours ends at 6 bottles on the wall, and theirs goes down to 5 bottles on the wall. So, end -1.
I have a sneaking suspicion that I have some PEP 8 violations.
Really?
There's always PEP 8 violations.
This is particularly egregious.
This is
Egregious.
extremely egregious.
I think it's egregious that we just used the word egregious.
What?
We're missing a new line at the end.
Seriously, there's supposed to be one more new line at the very end?
Take a look.
You're right. Okay, so
Can't we do like plus for string concatenation?
so
You know, that's not supposed to all be in a return statement.
That's fine. It's
I
only
don't know
supposed
what
to be
you mean.
it's only supposed to be 80 characters per line.
You have like 6 functions in one return statement.
That's fine.
Python subscribes to the functional paradigm, so I'm okay with it. And it works. Good work.
Guido
should
threw up in his mouth, but but it worked.
So, do we clean up the PEP 8 violations before submitting this? I think I should do at least a couple of them.
Are you going to add doc strings?
Oh. Oh.
There, I fixed the
Why do I have
violations.
such a violent reaction to doc strings? really like doc strings. I just have trouble doing it.
These are crazy return statements.
Is that Pepe compliant? I don't think it is, but it's better. For that.
No, what would make it Pepe compliant? Wouldn't it have to be like in a variable or something?
Yeah, you need to make it, I think, a list and then concatenate them together. Just have each item in the list like only 70 characters long.
Oh, that's a waste of time.
I know.
Don't do it.
That's a great thing to do.
The other thing is your font is large enough that it's throwing off my eye for long strings.
Yeah,
So
here,
like
let's-
that return line in song, that
Yeah.
looks to me like it's not Pepe compliant because it was wrapping. But it looked like it was only 74 characters long.
Yeah, I think you're right.
No, but that return statement in verse underneath start, that's got to go.
You want to kill that one?
That like
All right.
not only is it too long, it wraps around.
You know, it is completely awful. We will be kicked out of Python forever for that. So if we did, let's do this instead.
I think the thing about the triple quotes is that it respects new lines.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what you can do is replace the two whack ends with actual new lines, and it should work as is. But I could be
The problem
wrong.
with that is that when you go to the new line, that go is going to end up right here.
Mm. Okay.
So, but you're right, it does respect new line. If we do this instead, there. Oh, that's still 99. But it's better.
You you can add
99.
you can return after before you start your array. No, not wrong return. You can take your entire array and put it down on the next line. Capital F square left bracket.
Oh, that did work.
Did you have any doubt that it wouldn't?
No, I just didn't see it flashing there. Capital F square left bracket, and that worked because you told it to find, and it was capital, so it was going to find backwards.
Yes.
And square left bracket was the character it was looking for.
Yep. And
Awesome,
now
I figured it out.
and now you insert and enter, and you can. I would probably back that up. Yeah. And now the next line you can put in line with that.
So does it go there or there?
I would put it there.
Now, 84.
That's
Well,
reasonable.
It's not Pep 8, but I don't think anyone's going to come in the middle of the night and beat our door down over it.
You'd be surprised at the things that I do.
Someone's gonna be looking at this later and just like cursing at you.
Right.
Someone's gonna like do this on YouTube and be like, "Oh my goodness, please take this down now."
Like ban them from ever putting anything on YouTube.
This isn't even close to the worst thing on YouTube.
You have a point. It's all way out here. Oh. Hey, we got some new people in here. Jonathan, you joined one, but I heard you. And we've got Chanchal. How's it going?
He's stunned silent because of your Pep 8 errors.
Probably. Probably reporting us to the Python police.
The Python police.
But
You don't know about the Pipo, man? The Pipo will get you every time.
that's right. But hey, we're happy to have you, Chanchal. If you do have a mic, feel free to plug it in. Otherwise, I hope you're enjoying your time here with us and our non-Pep 8 compliant Python.
Not
Actually-
only is it not compliant, but we're also making fun of Pep 8.
I would never make fun of Pep 8. I just want to put that in the recording for everyone to hear for generations to come. Immortalize it on the interwebs. I would never make fun of Pep 8.
Despite what just happened previously.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing wrong with Pep 8. Only 122 submissions for Beer Song in Python. What do we want to look at?
Randy Waterhouse?
This guy here. Okay.
He's Pep 8
man.
compliant.
I was going
He
to
is
say,
Pep
what
8
did
compliant.
he do?
Now I feel awful. Oh my god, I'm the worst Python coder. I can't even call myself a Python coder anymore. He's totally Pep 8 compliant, and he's like put beautiful comments in here too.
I was going to say, this is great.
This is the code I should have written.
No. Too many comments. Too many comments, it becomes noise.
That's true. I mean, don't forget one of my favorite comments is description. This is the base method. Oh, nope. Sorry. Other one. This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
Okay, so he handled 99 to 3 like that, just concatenating them together. And then for each special case 210, just spelled it all out, which is a perfectly viable and clear solution. Probably clearer than what we ended up doing. And then this looks similar.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty clear.
Yeah.
So I just posted a link to my favorite all-time code comments.
Oh, yeah, let's take a look. This here, following code is the fast inverse square root implementation of Quake 3 Arena. Stripped of C preprocessor directives, but including the exact original comment text. What?
Oh.
Okay, this is amazing. Because that's the same thing.
Yeah, yes, but in the first step, they're changing the value of y, and then they can do it again to get a better approximation. And then they decide not to.
Oh, I see. So they okay. Oh wow. What is this article? Fast inverse square root.
Fast inverse square root, sometimes referred to as fast inverse square root.
Yeah, well. How do you pronounce the parens?
I tend not to. Or do you mean in code, or do you mean actually parens versus parentheses?
Well, I mean, if I'm referring it to it as fast in squirt, do I say open paren, close paren?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. Other than that, this is way over my head. I have no idea what's going on here.
He was trying to make it do math fast. I forgot
Okay,
the
I can
guy's
understand
name. The guy who built the Quake engine.
Okay.
Carmack? Yeah. And so he did some awful low-level hacking to make things work.
Okay.
And he needed it to create the shadowing in Quake to make it look realistic, and he didn't have the computer power to do it in a better way.
Okay. But he was able to use this hack to be able to make it good enough.
Yep.
Interesting.
Right on. All right. So, well, we got like half hour left. What do you guys want to do? Let me take a look at that. If I scroll back up, that menu curses thing. I want to see. I want to get that project up and going so people can start contributing to it. I think this is a decision that needs to be made to be able to move forward.
What project?
The text adventure.
Oh, that project. Right.
So the idea behind curses is that you're able to use the terminal window, but it doesn't scroll, right? It stays, and you're able to map it out by kind of like green screen applications and
Okay.
stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong?
I think so.
Okay. Subtitle. So you just give it, you create a menu, a curses menu object. You do some stuff, and then you append them to that menu object, and it will display it. What is this doing? Function item runs a Python function when selected. Command item runs a console command. Selection menu constructs a menu from a list of strings.
It also depends on what we're looking for. I mean, if we really want this to be Zork-like, do we really want them to be able to see all their choices? Isn't that half the quote-unquote fun of Zork? That you had to guess 30 different words for the same thing?
True. That is true. I like the way you put fun in quotes. Yeah, I mean, if we just want to go straight up terminal and just say whatever, I don't understand that, or I do understand that, and then trigger some actions, that's fine too. I guess we can go with that for now, and if it evolves, then it evolves. But I just want to be able to get some movement on the project. I think once we're able to get a little movement, then people will start pitching in. So we'll go with nothing special for now, just terminal. Let's go throw a couple issues in there to do that. I don't know if you guys saw, but Ruby Monday has been just destroying us on their progress on their project.
I haven't really looked. I didn't know it was a race.
Well, I never said it was a race.
I think you just said it was a race. No.
I was inferred there, wasn't it? That we were being destroyed. Yes.
Imagine they were destroying us on the Python text adventure.
Ruby Monday is setting an excellent example for us to follow by doing so well with getting participation on their project. There, is that better?
Oh, that was perfect.
Thank you.
I mean, this is live, so you can't take back what you said, but
yeah, well,
the second iteration
was much better.
Yeah.
I agree. So create a first location, story outline, initial game name for the main character. All right, let's add a couple more things in here. What's something we would do to get this off the ground?
What would we do?
Maybe I'll live stream some coding on this weekend.
Oh,
do it on livecoding.tv.
I had a question. Did we want to do any sort of Pylint or Flake 8 on this and get that built into Travis? Or do you think that's too complicated?
Do we want it in Travis?
Because putting it in Travis basically requires tox.
Do we want to admit if something's too hard?
Well, I think that it would be good feedback to have linting feedback, but there's a lot of very specific, good, yes, but specific feedback that might be troublesome for people just wanting to contribute something, like doc strings. I'll throw that one out there because someone's got to say it.
It has to be said.
It has to be said. I think that be there, and they're great. But if someone just wants to contribute, then do we want their test turning red because they didn't put talk strings in?
Well, we can put that in as an allowed failure.
Okay.
Or maybe
Yeah.
require a certain subset of it for acceptable, and a certain subset that we require, and then if there's certain, and then run the full thing as a allowed failure.
Okay. Is that something you're saying that you'd be interested in adding to this project?
That's something I can add.
Okay, let's do it. So how do we phrase this? We'll say add in automated
Linting.
linting to the hookup, linting to the and reduce the how do you say reduce the severity of the testing or reduce the set of
Air conditions.
error conditions? Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
To be
Not too strict.
yeah, to be less strict.
There you go.
Throw a milestone on there. Submitted.
So that's something I assume that you're adding in through GitHub, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've not seen that. I'd be interested in seeing that done.
There is a Travis CI file on here.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that part. This is just a really basic Travis CI file.
Mm-hmm.
And so what it does here is it tells Travis what language it is, right there with Python. It tells it what versions it wants. So in this case, it's checking 2.7, 3.4, and 3.5. And then you need to set up the dependencies because Travis runs in a Docker container. So it's going to create a fresh container, and then we need to set up our environment. To do that, we're installing the requirements in the requirements file and running the editable pip install for the project, which allows us to run the tests without putting in a dunder init file in the test directory. And then just the script to run the tests, the command that runs the tests. So when you have this in there, and then you go to Travis, can't type. I'm gonna blame my new keyboard that I got for my standing desk. Travis.
Where did you go?
I don't know. Travis-ci.org. Okay. Then when you go here, whenever you do a push, it has a hook that will grab your code and then run the test based on that specification. So if we look, I guess it's this one here that's already up. So you can look and see those steps happening here.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I'm looking at the Python 2 version. So it says, okay, we've got a Python 2. It's cloning the repo. It's got the Docker clones in the repo. We activate Python 2.7. Then we pip install the requirements and the install editable. And then we run the test and we get the output. It's really a nice clean interface, especially considering that it handles more than just Python. But I think, Derek, you were saying that in order to do the linting, you need to set it up with talks.
Yeah. Travis doesn't have as much optionality as you need for this. So I believe I added that functionality to ShowNoter if you've got ShowNoter in there.
I think I do.
I think I see it down at the bottom.
Yeah, but this one's never run. Do I have the J version of ShowNoter in here? Maybe I don't. All right, well, let's see if now builds. That's my branch. There's your version of ShowNoter, apparently.
So you set up the tox file to run the tox is Python's way to have automated tests in different types of environments, and it allows you to more flexibility with the tests. And so you use Travis's environment to become Tox's environment, and that lets you run different tests. So if you go back to the previous screen, you can see where we have it set up where we've got a coverage test, and we also have 2.7 and a 3.5 linting test, and those two and also 3.2 we're allowing to fail.
So if I go here, there's a tox file that's going to be in your repo?
Yep.
Why? No, that's... I get to GitHub from here. There it is. This one?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's your dependencies, your different environments. This is the command to run the tests, I assume.
Yep.
And this is your coverage tests, and that's your linting. Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty straightforward.
It can get more complicated than that, but that's a fairly reasonable one, and that's probably what I'm going to... I'm probably going to go based off of this one for what I set up for Text Adventure.
Nice. That sounds good. All right, so I will ping folk this weekend. Maybe I'll try to do a closer hangout this weekend too. I don't know, but I'm going to work on this and get this started. And you're getting the testing started, so that should help us get this kicked off.
What was the decision about the way we were going to do this? Command line, the curses, Flask.
We can go command line unless someone wants to jump in and just do something.
Okay.
I think that makes sense. If someone just wants to go and run with it, then we'll go with whatever they do. Cool. All right, let me throw together the show notes. And if anyone's been watching, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed us tonight and our Pythoning. And I just want to say that we love Pep 8 and we love comments.
Lies.